What's going on, everybody? I'm here to do a review for the movie Joker. Now, I'm going to be completely honest. I was kind of skeptical when I found out that they were going to do a Joker movie, and I, like many other people, was like, why is Joker getting a whole movie to himself? He's always connected to the hip of Batman and everything like that. And I was not planning on wanting to watch it. Like, it did not have my interest at all when I first learned about it. And then a couple months ago, they dropped the first teaser trailer for it. And I was like, okay, this might be a little bit interesting. But it wasn't until that second trailer dropped and I said, okay, I'm all in for this. The story looks real interesting. And I have to give a shout out to the marketing team, because you didn't know what direction it was going to go in as far as this film goes. Now, this movie got a lot of hype at various film festivals that it was in. It won a lot of awards. The actor who played Joker, Joaquin Phoenix, got a lot of praise. I said, okay, they're really hyping this film up, so I'm gonna go ahead and go see it and, you know, see how everything turns out. And let me tell you right now, this movie was absolutely phenomenal. Like, this movie was definitely well worth the hype. Now, to give it a little backstory, the main character, whose name is Arthur Fleck, and I know that, and someone had pointed this out, that the name is Arthur Fleck, and if you take off the rest of his name in Arthur and just put Fleck there, it says Affleck, like Ben Affleck. And, you know, Ben Affleck played Batman in Justice League and Batman v Superman. Of course, he's not currently playing Batman right now because he has some other issues going on, but I thought that was an interesting play on words. But the story is about this character named Arthur Fleck, played by Joaquin Phoenix, and he's basically this entertainment clown, and he does little odd jobs where he has to dress up as a clown and go entertain people, or do little odd jobs where he has to play dress up. And his main dream is that he wants to be a comedian. Like, that's one of his biggest dreams and goals in life. He wants to be a comedian. He lives with his mother, who is a much older woman. He pretty much takes care of her because she's not really well to take care of herself. And he just wants to be seen. He wants to be heard. Like, he just always feels like he's always getting overlooked in life. No one really cares about him, but he feels that the only way he can get seen is by becoming a comedian. And then his biggest dream is to end up on this show by this character played by Robert De Niro. His name was Murray Franklin. He wants to get on the Murray Franklin show. And, you know, that's his biggest goal. And, you know, stuff start to kind of go left for him a little bit. You know, he's seeing, like, I guess you could say, a psychiatrist, and, you know, seeing him for a little bit until something happens and he can't see him no more. He's constantly taking medication and all types of stuff. Like, his whole life his entire being has always been this downward spiral. Like, there was never any upside for him. Like, he always had a downside for him, until he met this woman played by Zazie Beetz. If you don't know who she is, she played Domino in Deadpool 2, and she also plays on Atlanta. And he starts to build a relationship with her. She's a single mother. She, you know, meets him, and she's like one of the few people that actually understands him and actually sees him for who he is. She doesn't make fun of him because of his lifestyle, and, you know, she sees him, so there's like a connection there. I would say definitely I would say this, and it's kind of hard because everyone's going to ask who played the better Joker between him, Heath Ledger, or Jack Nicholson. He did his own thing. He gave his own interpretation of Joker. And it's crazy because this was a standalone film. They say it hasn't, like, they're trying not to connect it too much to Batman, even though when you watch the film, there's aspects there, and, you know, it just is. But the best part for me when it came to this particular film was definitely when he started to make his transformation into being the Joker. I like the look that they went with as far as this goes. Now, this takes place back in the 80s, and I know it's supposed to be Gotham City, but looking at it, it looks like it was shot in New York. I could be wrong, but it looks like New York to me. But I do like the look, the costume of the Joker. You know, they had the clown makeup, the green hair. He had, like, it looked like a classic look, like how Joker would look if this was a true origin story for him. And that's basically what it was. It was an origin story. You found out a little bit of backstory. I don't want to spoil anything, but there is some, like, very interesting things that are revealed as it pertains to his character and another prominent character in the I guess you can say in the Batman Joker storyline, I guess you can call it. But the acting, Joaquin Phoenix did the damn thing playing Joker, or Arthur Fleck. And he, like, that laugh, every time, when I was in the audience, every time he did that laugh, we kind of like looked like, wow, this laugh is real creepy. It's kind of funny, but it's creepy at the same time. And it's amazing how it was in one scene, and I can say this because it was in the preview. It was a part in the movie where he's laughing and he's doing his laugh, and he immediately goes from that laugh and he goes and turns into a straight, like, face. He does the little laugh and then he turns it off and goes into just like a regular person. It's like amazing how he's able to turn it on and off from being someone who's seen as crazy to someone who's, I guess, supposed to be seen as sane. And I can tell that the word crazy was a trigger word for him. But I would say my favorite part for me was definitely in the third act of the film. I'm not going to spoil what happened, but let's just say that's when the true Joker that we all know and love, if you really love that character, comes out of him. And it is just like, I like how it's all, like, how it all plays itself out. The acting was good. The writing was good. They're really propping him up to win an Oscar, like to at least be nominated for an Oscar. And after looking at his performance in this, I think that might actually happen, because I think he might be a contender for a lot of awards this upcoming award season. And he might actually win. Like, his performance was very good. And, you know, when it comes to playing a character like the Joker, you have to be a very methodical actor. Like, you can't just go in there and just read lines off of a script. You got to be, to play the Joker, you have to be very animated. You have to be a very animated actor in order to do that. Not only with how he says his things and does a signature laugh, but also how he moves. I like how Joaquin Phoenix was doing these weird little dance movements and everything like that to really capture the essence of their interpretation of the Joker. So it's like they did their own thing while still trying to remain true to the actual character that we have known for such a very long time. And I like the fact that he was able to stand alone in his own film and not had to lean on the whole Batman thing, the whole Batman aspect, because if they had to do that, then it would have made the movie fall flat for me. Because, you know, we always known that the Joker and Batman was always together in some way, sort of fashion, but it's good to see that he has his own film where he's by himself and you see his origin. And it's a movie where you actually feel bad for him. Like, you actually really do feel bad for the Joker, because, you know, when we got introduced to the Joker, we just saw he was just this crazy person. We don't know why he did what he did, but with this movie right here, it gave you backstory as to why he is the way that he is, even if it's not connected to the other Batman films that he's been in, or the cartoon or the comic or anything like that. This movie gave you a backstory as to why he is the way that he is, and it actually makes you sympathize with him a little bit more. Now, there was reports, now this is a little off topic, but it is on topic. There were reports that they said some theaters were on edge because they were scared of the incel factor with the Joker film, you know, with him supposed to be a so-called incel. I didn't see where in the movie he was an incel or anything like that. I don't know why they put that out there. I guess that was supposed to be a scare factor for people, but what I thought was interesting was that in the theater I go to, which is in a predominantly black area, it was a few white people up in there. I guess they got the memo and said, look, I'm not trying to get shot up. I'm going to go over there with the black people at, because I know that there's a good chance I'm going to walk out of there alive. That's just something that I noticed. It's probably not the case, but, you know, a little humor in there. But all in all, I really enjoyed this movie. It was a very good movie. Definitely worth the hype. Definitely worth seeing. If you are a fan of the Joker, you will be very impressed with what they did with this character. And yes, before anybody asks, he did kill some people. I'm not going to say how he did it. I'm not going to say how many people he killed. Just know that there were some deaths and they were pretty gruesome. But I definitely enjoyed this film. If you choose to watch it, you will as well. Do not take your kids to go see this. That's one thing I was glad that I was able to see this movie and there was no kids in there, because they see a clown and they swear up and down that, oh, let's take our kids. That same thing happened when I went to go see It Chapter 2. This is not a children's movie just because he was on clown makeup. Just saying. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments, and I will talk to you in the next one.